and I'm so excited that you're here, and you want to grab this opportunity. I have a special guest speaker who's going to be sharing some amazing things. And before we do that, I would also like to tell that please drop your questions into the chat box, and I will be sharing some links. And you can also check out those links, reach out to us, and all those things. And one of the things that they say is public speaking is the most feared, or something which is the most feared thing for a person, apart from death itself. And today I have a very special guest who's going to be talking about this. And in this dialogue session, we would be covering three very important things. That is career strategies and growth, especially if you're a student, then you must stay on. And also, if you're a mid-career personnel, then stay on. Career strategies and growth are very important. And the second thing we'll be talking is public speaking, how to become awesome at public speaking. And the third thing is how to build a great resume for yourself. And there are a few more other things. Depending on time, we'll take that up. But stay tuned till the last, and you'll be able to. We want to give away as much insights into this domain as possible. So I'm Captain Preetham Madhukar, an elite performance coach, a will strength coach, to help business owners, individual become top performers. And I'm also the author of the book Three Culprits, a speaker. And today I have a very special guest. He has helped over 80,000 students in the last 9 years across India on how to crack interviews and get campus placements. And he's a career strategist, a public speaking expert, helping people identify personal goals, develop leadership skills, and plan career moves. I have Mohammed Ashfak, who's a friend, and who's also a person that inspires a lot of people on his LinkedIn channel. Ashwak, thank you for being here. I'm excited to have this conversation today with you.
Thank you very much, Preetham. That was a wonderful introduction, and it's nice meeting you again. Like, yeah, we have met so multiple times, but yeah, online is
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah,
yeah. And once I started this dialogues, and one of the persons I thought of was I must get you here, and I see that you share so much of wonderful content.
thank
So
you.
one of the things that comes up immediately to me is career, direction, and I can see that there are a lot of students who have this question. Some are very clear, some are very clear, and some are maybe having some vague ideas, some nothing at all. Okay, so for this segment, nothing at all, how would you advise them? Where should they even start off?
Well, the first thing, as if they start from scratch, nothing at all, then you really need to understand, like, at least try to figure out what you're passionate about or what do you like. You might be liking two or three segments, two or three domains. And once you choose two or three domains, you need to spend some time over there, maybe some 15 days or 20 days, researching and learning about that particular domain. And then you get to know whether you want to get into that domain or not, or go to the option B or go to the option C. Then you finalize one option, and see, ultimately, career is all about clarity. The more clarity you have, the faster you grow. And if you're not growing faster, that means clarity is missing. So yeah, if you're starting from scratch, first thing you need to figure out which domain you are really interested in, and what are the future choices in that domain which you're choosing. That's one. Second thing here is, once you choose that domain, again, like there's subdomains in that. Like, for
Mm.
example, see, I'm a mechanical engineer, but again, in mechanical engineering, there's production, there's production, design, and services. So three subdomains, and again, I had to be researching on that part. So the more clear we are, we should narrow down our niche, and that's how we should get started. And then once we know where to hit, and that's the second thing here is, we need to figure out what skills that domain is looking for, or that particular segment is looking for, and should gain those skills on that particular aspect. And that's when you start searching for a job. So this is the most important phase for any person, whether it's a fresher or a working professional. who is looking for a career change or looking for a great start, this is the first step: career clarity. Yes.
Super. And let's say if there is some student, or especially with choices that they need to make in their 11th, 12th, or something, is there any way they could identify which streams they could pick, or some thoughts, or should they just go with what's happening, or what would you tell?
Yeah, in fact, that's a really good question, because today I had a 6 hour session, as I had discussed with you. I had a 6 hour session with the first year engineering students today for 6 hours. And let me tell you, some of them chose their domain because they're really passionate, and some of them chose because of the societal or peer pressure. Now, the major challenge which we are facing, especially in the system, is we're not getting career clarity right from the beginning, whether it is in 11th or 12th standard. We are focused towards getting that score so much and get into this. But once you get into it, and you might, get distracted again if you don't like it. So
Yeah.
yeah, 11th and 12th standard, obviously you need some career guidance, and this is the major challenge. We don't for career guidance. We don't look for clarity. We always is, and we tend to go there. So that is one of the challenges which I have seen. So yeah, for 11th and 12th standard, again, career clarity. And in terms of career clarity, they need to figure out what are the options in medical, what are the options in engineering, what are the options in management and arts and creative. People can make money in multiple, domains these days, and it's very easy these days. Even if you're a painter, you can make money like crazy. This is that they need to be aware of this. So starting with awareness, the school system or the college system, 11th and 12th standard, they should create such awareness that there are so many streams and there are so many choices. And ultimately, one more challenge is the parents. So yeah, there's so much things in between. So yeah,
Yeah.
I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's also about parents letting go of the child, and allowing them to take control of their direction in which they want to go. It's difficult for parents. It's like they're worried, what if this doesn't go well? I always ask, what if your decision doesn't go well? You know,
Yeah.
and then what is the guarantee that that will be good for the child, or good for whatever they're thinking? And
Yes.
yeah, I mean, I remember a story where one of the children was part of my program, and the parents were like, my program was a little offbeat. They had to take a gap year sorts, before they could enroll from school.
Okay.
And I told the parents, like, the father was a little reluctant, because he thought, okay, what about the exam and this and that? And I said, okay, what is their end goal? Do you want him to clear exams? He's a brilliant kid. He will clear. Do you want him to clear? He said yes, but is that the goal? No, I want him to get a job. That's why I want to give him the exams. Okay. I said, okay. So the end goal is what? You want him to get a job. If I can get that, are you okay? No, but that's not the goal. I want him to make money.
Uh,
Yeah. So then I said, see, the end goal is, if you want him to make money so that he can earn his living, which is not a bad thing. We all need to do that. We need to have that sustenance. So you can make money by, there are so many avenues today. Okay. If that is the goal, because just because you got an education does not mean you'll get a job. And just because you got a job does not mean you will make money. And just
yes.
because you're making money does not mean you're educated or you have a job.
This is wonderful. I love this.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a triangle where you could do anything. And
Yes.
I think you're exactly in the space where you do this. Yeah,
Yes.
super. And to move on, I would like to also remind the viewers that if you like to post a question to Ashfak, who's an expert in career guidance and career strategies, he's also a public speaking expert. He's got some amazing tactics that he would love to share. And he also talks about how to build a great resume, especially if you've just finished your education, how to build a great resume. And I think that's wonderful. I'm really happy that you're here. Could you also share, like, why you got into this space? There's such a wide space. Why did you pick this space to work on?
There's no plan to get into this space. Like, as I said, I'm a mechanical engineer, and I started working. I got placed, and I started working. I had my own challenges during my, graduation and placements. So ultimately, if you're graduating, you need to get placed. Or else, once you come out of the college, you're like, you're distracted. So I faced the challenge, and I was not placed, and then I had to find a job by myself. I found it, and things started working well. But eventually, I realized not just me. After 2 or 3 years, even my brother was facing similar challenges. Even he was a mechanical engineer, and even he was going through similar challenges for placement time. And that's when I realized maybe it's just not me or my brother, maybe it's the rest of India.
Mm.
And that's when I decided I'll start a company. So I started a company. My intent was to help students to think in a different way, rather than just job, but focus towards their expertise, go deeper into something. So I started this training company, and I used to hire trainers
Mm.
and send them to different colleges and companies. And one fine day, a trainer, he called me on stage. He called me on stage in front of 300 audience, and I was not prepared. And me being a 24-year-old kid that time,
Okay.
I was not prepared. Went on stage, and he's like, Ashfak, can you speak to the students for 20 minutes? I went there, and I knew I messed it up. So my company, my project, I messed it up, and that's when I realized I need to change this.
Mm.
So that's when I kept on going on stages like for 5-10 minutes, and that changed to now I can be on stage for 11, 12 hours with so much energy. So yeah, things happen like once you choose a direction. So yeah,
Superb.
this is the journey.
Beautiful story, very inspiring. I'm sure, like it's such a fearful thing, public speaking, right? And
Yes.
it's like we've all been there. I remember I would sweat buckets when I was a youngster. 18 years, we had to talk on the ship and give some training, and my boss would immediately tell me, you need to train somebody, and I'm like, what? I have no clue, and it's like, and frantically preparing and studying, and they would, in a way, mentor us how to do it and things. So that helped. Uh,
Yes.
and today, that's exactly what we're speaking. So many people are scared. They have beautiful speakers one to one, but you put them on stage and suddenly they freeze up.
Yes.
And how to get this over. So, what would you tell, especially for very young students who are, say, in school and they have some project to do and something like that? What simple hacks or tactics that you could share, or some for these youngsters?
To go on stage.
To go on stage, talk in front of their class. So if you can break it at an early age itself.
Yeah, I think one thing which we should understand here is communication skills, or going on stage is a different skill altogether. It can be learned, just like how we can learn a bicycle, we can learn a public speaking skill also. And in fact, one thing which I tell every student here is just by the way you speak, if I listen to you for 5-10 minutes, I can literally get to know what kind of personality you are. So whatever we talk about, whether it's a casual conversation we have about your hobbies, about my hobbies, about any city, and just by the way I listen to you and the way you talk, I can figure out your personality.
Mhm.
So childhood, okay, especially the schools, they should take care of allowing students to go on stage more often. And I think earlier, most of the time I used to go on stage in schools only when there was like this uh, events, like we go on the assembly, and read out thought for the day,
Yeah.
or the news reading. So that is a public, but that comes only once in a year because they need to rotate almost all the school kids.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that should be becoming part of curriculum, apart from reading skills or anything as such. Going on stage and speaking anything which comes to their mind related to a certain specific topic. That's how they should get started. And the more they go on stage, their confidence, their energy levels
Mm.
grow. Okay, so I think that's how the schools should get started.
What about preparation? How would you say they should prepare? How much importance would you give to preparation and practice?
I think, see, preparation has, like, even though it holds a lot of weightage, preparation, But ultimately, you should not be so much worried and prepared that it's you go on stage and you forget everything.
Mm.
Today it has happened. Like, I asked a student to come on stage and speak. She was well prepared. The content is well structured, but she came on stage and you know she forgot. It's like, how we prepare so much for the examination, and
Mm.
when you get into the examination hall, we see the question and we're not getting that. So
Yeah.
same thing happens on when you go on stage. So I think preparation, more than preparation, instead of reading or memorizing every sentence, I'd rather say just remember the gist of whatever you're going to speak, the 3 or 4 bullet points or 10 bullet points. Keep that in mind and be casual about it.
Mm.
That will help you to speak casually, at the same time be confident. But if you try to remember everything or practice, prepare everything sentence by sentence and this entire structure, not going to work out. Not going
Mm.
to work out. So yeah, make it plan well, but prepare and focus on just bullet points, some important bullet points, and just go on stage and rock it. That's it.
Superb, superb. I mean, I really like that. And I used to have a game with children, and
Hmm.
this was like they have to speak for a minute. Okay,
Okay.
and I mean not very young children. I'm talking teenagers and above, and they would have to speak for a minute, and they could speak the same thing for like all I care types. They can speak the same, repeat, repeat, finish your 1 minute.
Yes.
Tell something new, I'm okay. Okay.
Yes.
Tell anything else irrelevant, also I'm okay. But 1 minute you should speak continuously. They would say, then I will tell the same thing, especially kids who would not want. I said, great, go ahead. And after telling the same thing, they would get bored themselves and start speaking something else.
Yes.
And slowly they would become, you know what? Yeah, 1 minute is not a big deal, yeah, to speak.
Yeah.
And you break them inside it. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a nice thing. And yeah, yeah,
I think it's all about the mindset, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
The more you get comfortable on stage, the
yeah, yeah.
easier it gets. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things I keep sharing in grit, how you build grit, how you do public speaking. From when I look things at from that lens, usually I look from that lens. That's
Yes.
my core area. I break it down to so small that's impossible to fail.
Yeah. Okay.
Impossible
Interesting.
to fail. So if I say, let's say you're like public speaking for 1 hour, forget it, forget it. I'm going to go, I'm going to disappear from the planet Earth types. Then I say, what about 1 minute? Yeah, 1 minute something I will talk and I'll finish it off.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. 1 minute you do. So that's where I catch them and say, okay, this is where you do. So small, impossible to fail. And then do it so much. Now it's like your DNA is getting reprogrammed. Now let's do 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Yeah.
And slowly, and the growth is exponential. It is not
Yes.
linear. It is not 1 2 3 4. No, 1 2 4 8. You'll
Yeah.
take off after that. Yeah.
I have experienced it. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Then yeah, you're there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, because the thing that came to me was when we would train cadets, and we have an extended training program. Let's say we have to do a whole drill, a fire drill, or some other, abandoned ship, what we would call in case the ship had some casualties and some emergencies. Then we would give the cadets a very tiny portion to talk about.
Yes.
Because out of the 1 hour, okay, you speak this thing, which is probably 5 minutes of time. Okay, so they come in as a side speaker,
Okay.
and then they would build up their muscle. So by the time they're younger officers, they have more confidence from five
More
to
confidence.
15 minutes to half an hour to talk and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So, Ashfaq, I also want to know about how people can present today, especially there is a lot of YouTubes happening, a lot of video content that is being present, and I've seen some of the content you share on your channels. And I would right now just like to share Ashfaq's channel. Just give me a moment. So he's active, very active on LinkedIn. I've seen his content, very nice, and I've shared his link. Please do follow. Ashfak, and yeah, he's been a phenomenal in the space of public speaking.
Thank you.
And I've got some questions. I'll just take that.
Okay.
Okay. And I have Harsh, who's very excited for the three culprits. Sounds pretty exciting, dialogue captain. Thank you, Harsh. I'm just going to share another link with you. Um this is about the three culprits book, which I have published. It's about laziness, fear, and doubt, and it's available on Amazon. So if you like that, then please do go and purchase it. It's like a bedside book which you can use. And I have a question here. Okay, it's reloading the page. Okay, okay. I think we'll continue while the thing is happening.
Yes.
I think I've lost some of the chats earlier
Okay.
because of this thing. Okay, um, yeah. So coming back to uh, building resumes, right? Okay, what would you say is important about building resume? What
Uh,
factors
like
should keep in mind, especially in today's world? Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take some time for this to explain because this is an interesting, thing to look at, perspective to look at. So, for example, if you look at any phone, okay, so this is a product. It has taken 2 or 3 years to build this, do the research, R&D, and create the first prototype and launch it in the market.
Yeah.
So the product is ready now. It's ready for market launch. Okay,
Mm.
obviously the marketing team sits down and figures out what are the features, what are the what can we showcase to the audience so that the sale the number of quantities sales more. So the
Yeah.
same way, I consider everyone who is looking for a job as a product, especially for freshers. I consider
Mm.
everyone as a product. They were in the development stage from last 20 years, and now they are ready for market launch.
Okay.
But if the market launch fails, the product
Mm.
fails. So that's why. So if you're launching, this product in the market, the first thing you do here is obviously you create an advertisement. There's a lot of market research which happens. But yeah, so first stage here is advertisement. So how do we advertise this? Through a poster or a video. And same thing goes with you as an individual. For a fresher, your poster, your first poster is your resume,
Mm.
and what you put in the poster matters the most. And this is what a lot of people take it very lightly, because I've seen a lot of students just copy paste or download some basic format and change it, and that's it. But that doesn't
Mm.
work like that, because it's a poster. You need to consider that as the first poster and market launch. And especially before building the resume, before opening the resume, you need to make sure you are clear about what are the features this phone has. Similarly, what are the skills which you have. And once you know the skills, you can always change the resume templates. So a resume is never perfect, never 100% ready. Every time, every company, you need to change your resume. So first thing in a resume is matters is the skills.
Mm.
And skills should be very specific skills, not very generic, like good in communication skills or leadership skills or team building skills. No, very specific. If you're a technical person, I'd rather ask you to start with technical skills than behavior skills. So that is one. Next thing here is, especially the first line, the career objective, the first two lines. Every recruiter reads it for sure, because that's what we do, right? The moment we look at it, we read at least the first one or two lines to figure out what this person wants to say. So
Mm.
it's better for us to customize or write our own, career objective rather than taking it from the internet.
Okay.
That's the second thing. So, in fact, I make my students, write a career objective. I give them some templates and formats where they can include their skills also in the career objective and build it. So that is the second thing. And third thing here is obviously, the experience or the internships, how to place it. I've seen some of the students put internship, completed so and so internship in 30 days in so and so company. It's just a one line thing. But they're not able to understand the value of an internship. Why? Because a recruiter looks at an internship as a different, from a different perspective. For a recruiter, if you've done an internship, he understands that okay, you have been to a corporate environment and you know at least some basic things about our corporate culture rather than academic culture. So you need to market that internship in such a way. So
Okay.
how to do that is put the company name, what you learned in the company, three skills which you learned in that internship. So that's how you should do it. And always remember the power of three or six. Okay,
Mm.
resume also. If you observe, like a three is it gives a proper format here. Three is a triangle, and if you see a lot of Instagram videos anywhere, three books to read, three places to visit, three things to do, three this, three skills you learned in your internship.
Mm.
That's how you should put it. So, yeah, this is a basic thing. And apart from that, your hobbies. Uh, Hobbies always make sure you align your hobbies to your domain. Okay, if you are into software development, maybe you are a pretty good, like coding. Your hobby is to code and figure out some new things. So not some generic like, hobbies like singing or something like that. That doesn't work these
Mm.
days. So yeah, I think these are the basic things, Preetham. And one more thing is for students, student life and volunteerism. If you really want to showcase your leadership skills or team building skills, you participate in multiple activities. That shows your leadership skills and team building skills. Rather
Mm.
than saying in the word through your words that I'm good, I'm having leadership skills, you showcase that
Yeah.
through volunteerism and student life activities.
Mm.
So I think these are the basic things to keep in mind. Yeah,
That's good. That's good because I liked your three pointer. I think something I'm going to try it myself.
yeah,
And in my videos and stuff, I really like. I've been doing different, but the three number which you put very nice. It's very easy, very chewable, digestible kind of a content.
yes. It doesn't look big or not small. Like it's fixed like
Yeah.
three is. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely looks good.
yes.
And what about the you were mentioning about the tracking system, the what you can say, the applicant tracking system, how to beat. So these resumes are also going to be in a way doing that, or supposed to
Yes,
be.
yes. So if you're building your resume, you need to understand this. If you're applying for any bigger organization in an MNC or somewhere, if you're sending your resume or sending your resume through your, the company website, you need to understand this. The first important thing here is a recruiter doesn't download and look into your resume. Not going to happen because every day they are going to receive almost 5,000 to 10,000 resumes, and not going to
Mm,
happen. So they're using technology now. So
mm,
this technology is application tracking system, the software. So what this software does here is, okay, scans the entire resume based on the keywords which are mentioned in your resume, based on the keywords, okay. And if it matches the job description, then the resume is sent to the, or selected.
mm,
Then the recruiter sees it, then they call for the interview or send an email, and that's how it
mm,
is. But if in your resume the skills doesn't match your
mm,
job, the job description, this resume is never highlighted
mm,
or not sent to the to the recruiter. So the first game which you as a job seeker which you need to you really play here is uh, you know beat the software. That's it.
mm. Interesting.
Yeah. So
What
that's
what would you say for that to keep the keywords in alignment to the description and things like that?
yeah. So now it's an interesting year. So if you see again coming to the marketing, the product marketing, and all that, if you see every phone has different market segments. The
Mm,
way okay, this phone markets to a 18 to 20 or 30-year-old age group is different. The poster design, the videos will be different.
okay.
But if the same phone, the product is marketed to a age group of 40 plus, the poster design and the videos are different.
Mm,
So what should we learn from this? Same thing goes with a candidate. If you're like applying for some company, you need to fine tune or customize your resume to that company, to that job description.
mm,
So first is if you are applying for any company, make sure that you read the job description first and try to take certain keywords from your job description and put that in your resume.
mm.
And that's when you get the match automatically, right? and then
Mm.
8 years, then you get an interview call. That's how it happens. So every job, you can always edit your resume. One or two
Yeah,
skills here and there.
yeah, yeah. Interesting. I mean, with technology, it changes the way we have to position ourselves, to
Yes.
showcase. I think this is where public speaking also comes. If you get through the first round,
Yeah.
you need to bring out your public speaking skills there out of your pocket and
I
start.
would, yes, I'd love to talk a lot about this. After the first stage, then there's a different game.
Mm, yeah,
Yes.
very interesting.
After the first stage, the next stage here is obviously if it's for freshers, group discussion, and then technical interview, then there's a HR interview. So wherever you go, the remaining three rounds are designed for you to speak.
Mm,
And if you don't speak well, you will not be selected. So that's why your speaking skills plays a very important role. And as I said, your speaking skills, the way you speak, we can literally figure out what kind of personality you are. Whether
mm,
you're a confident person, are you a passive person, are you an aggressive person? Everything can be figured out just
mm.
by the way we speak. So that's why in group discussion itself, we get to know what kind of personality you are.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's kind of all how they come together, and
Yes.
then you get through, and then you need to also perform well in your job. Okay, if someone got through, okay,
Yeah.
if you're not performing there and not being part of the team player, not sharing your thoughts, not then again it comes down to it's like all comes to an end.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that's a brilliant one. And at this point, I will also share something that I do with on the Grid Club.
Okay.
Uh, it's to the audience. I'm sharing a link. It's a free masterclass that I conduct, and the link is shared. And in case you want to attend this masterclass, please click the link and sign up. And I will be conducting this usually on Sundays, and you can be there. And this is about how you can overcome your procrastination, how you can overcome all the fears and feeling frustrated at wasting your day, not feeling someone who has these challenges, and definitely you must attend. And I'll be sharing many interesting things there. And I have some questions. I think my stream has gotten. Hi, Muralidhar Reddy. Could you post your question? And I would be able to ask here. Is there any particular question that you're looking at? I think my chat stream has connected back, so I'm able to see. In case I have not been able to, my chat role got disrupted. So please do post your question if you have already posted, so it comes up, shows up for me, and I can ask Ashfak about how you can build a great resume, how you can be a great speaker, public speaker, or even your career decisions. Yeah, please do post again, Muralidhar, because I have lost my chat role. The chat role is not showing up. It will help me as well. If you could do that, it will be wonderful. And thank you, everyone who's listening in live. Thank you for taking the time out. Hope you're having a great time. And we still want to give you some more amazing things before we close for today. And I hope you stay tuned until the end. And I have Ashfaq here, who's phenomenal with students, especially in helping them with campus placement. And he has done this for over 80,000 students so far. Superb. So it's wonderful having you, Ashfaq. Let's continue. You also speak about fear of coming back to that after, let's say, they get through the resume building, and at least people may be becoming aware of how the system is and what they need to do. And what about the fear of public speaking? Giving powerful, impactful presentation. What is your take on that? What can people do?
I think I'll give two or three points on whether you're giving presentation or you're in a group discussion or you're in an interview or you're on a stage for anything. So three or four points to take away. Like the first thing here is uh, you need to understand. You can start with at least three or four things. The first one is start with a quote. Okay,
Mm,
start with a quote or start with a story. A
mm,
story, an interesting story where you can take your audience to certain emotions. Okay, the emotions can be high, low, and high emotion, but you should always end your story with a high emotion or some contextual thing to take it forward. So that's one, the story part. Next thing is the quote. The third important thing here is give them a shock statement.
Shock statement.
A shock statement. So the first, for example, the question which I ask every student whenever I'm on the stage is, what is the approximate number of students graduating in India every single year? That is the question which I ask. So
Mm.
they keep on guessing, like that starts the interaction, and for next 2 or 3 minutes, everyone starts guessing. So obviously, the first first minute itself, audience is engaging now.
Mm.
So they give the numbers, and then I put the big number.
Mm.
That's 3 crore, 3.66 crores. That is the number of students graduating in India every single year.
Wow, that's stunning. I mean, that's something I had no clue, but yes.
Yes. That is a thing. Like, then I asked them, do you think there are so many jobs available in India every single year? And obviously the answer comes up, no. So if
Mm.
you really want to stand out and get a job, you need to stand out from the entire crowd. Do something different from the rest of the crowd. So then the journey starts. Yeah. Shock statement. The number gives a shock statement.
Yeah, I think in a way it also tells us how we need to. We are all unique people. We have, our features are different. Our how what our interests are different. Still, we want to come into the same pipeline. We are
Yes.
not sometimes differentiating, not using our skills to our full potential, right? Not
Yes.
identifying. Maybe if they could have identified the clear strength to need somewhere, maybe it could have helped them some pain later. I think, yeah, just
Yes.
identifying a
Absolutely.
clear strength. Yeah.
Yes.
I have one question from Murlidhar. I'm not sure I understand it fully. So, opportunities for dusty job. I'm not sure what he's meaning in that.
I can see the questions,
Yeah.
Preetham. So
Yeah.
let me go back to this question here. Like, Muridhar is asking any suggestions for civil, mechanical, instrumentation, and industrial production engineers other
Okay.
than IT sector. No space for them in core industry.
Mm.
Okay, so I hope, I understood the question, Molida. So I'll answer it. I understand that this the industry, the entire domains, this sectors are changing, and obviously, especially for mechanical industry, I think more than engineers now they're looking for diploma engineers. Because most of the work is taken over by the automation and industry, how it progresses. So mechanical is that. Civil, obviously, for civil segment there are multiple things, like you can start your own business, but you need to gain some experience. And even in civil there are multiple domains, like you start get into construction, you get into there's something called as MEP, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. There's something called as planning, all these things. So these are the things which you can get into civil. And apart from that, instrumentation and IP, I think instrumentation, because it's very specific and narrowed down niche, you need to be focused right from the beginning. If you're taking an instrumentation engineering degree, you need to be absolutely clear why you're taking, which company you want to work for, and what are the skills that company needs, and what are the skills you want to gain. Then only you get into it. But if you're already into instrumentation, you need to, again, as I said in the beginning of the call, okay, career clarity. So whatever options you're getting in the mind, like 2 or 3 options, especially in instrumentation sector, explore this, read about that, and then try to take one decision, and that's how you proceed ahead for instrumentation. And industrial production and mechanical, almost similar. That's how the industries think. So yeah, other than IT sector, this is the only way. And especially for, again, mechanical and civil people can get into design. Especially civil people can get into planning and structural design, structural analysis. Mechanical also get into design. So yeah, these are the segments which you need to focus on. In fact, let me tell you, Murlidhar, I've seen, right now I'm in a college, okay, I'm in a college classroom, and let me tell you, the strength of mechanical and civil right now is in just double digits. That's what, less than 20 people in mechanical and civil. And if you see any other branches, like if you see new IT segments like CSC, ISC, and AIML, every classroom is filled with minimum of 60 or 70 students and multiple sections. So yeah, so people are understanding that and choosing accordingly. I hope I answered the question, Mulita.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's brilliant what you're talking about, and also how I think sometimes I don't. I mean, I'm open to some new ideas. It's like I sometimes think that okay, you don't have a job. Let's say you don't have a particular job in mind. Do some job for free if you require,
Yes.
right? That's what I tell because many times those companies will get to see how you work, what's your ethics, what's your professionalism, how disciplined you are, and those are the factors which will probably get you a permanent job. Why? I'm not saying be stay there doing only that, but if you haven't got it, then just keep doing some. Especially if you're fresher. I mean, if you're seasoned, then obviously don't do that. And that's what are your thoughts, Ashfaq, about that?
Yeah, I think, in fact, that's how I started my career. Like, as a mechanical engineer, I didn't know what to get into. I was really curious about getting into production, but again, I worked in some company in production, steel production, and I realized, a lot of dust and a lot of, physical work. Then I came towards third-party inspection. So I was into non-destructive testing in mechanical engineering. So I did that job for 2 years. So 2 years I did, and then the passion to help people and become an entrepreneur and start a training company. That's how the journey happened. So the first 3 4 months when I explored, I did it for free. I directly said to them, I just want a job. Like if you're able to pay me, that's good. If at least if you could be able to pay me for the travel expense, that's fine. I don't want the the salary or anything. So 2 or 3 months I worked there, and they really liked my approach, my energy, my motivation towards. Even though I'm not being paid, okay, I used to get up and go on time and stay there overtime and come back. So they loved that approach, and I think they offered me a job. That's how it worked.
Yeah, superb.
Yeah.
And I've had some interns who would come, who were really pestered to work with me, and then I would be like, "No, there is no, I don't have time." They'll again call out, I want to work, and then I would give, okay, I'd say, okay, you know what, just come on, bro, let's see what it is. And
Yeah.
some of them would turn out brilliant. They would do some such really great work, and they then join me full time later
Yes.
you know and any case I've also shared such stories in my book called The Three Culprits, which is available on Amazon. And please, the viewers who are watching this, it's all about grit, building your will, strength, courage, and clarity. And if you're interested to attend a live masterclass, and I've shared the link on uh, to join, and you can click that link. It's a free masterclass, and I will see some of you there. So, continuing Ashwak, I've also shared Ashwak's link, which is on LinkedIn. You can also Google him as on, okay, you can search him on LinkedIn as Coach Ashfaq, and you can follow him there. He's posting some amazing content there. And before we close, we're coming towards the end. And if you have more questions, I would like to, see some. If you please do post. And Murlidhar says he's a training and placement officer. Wonderful. I think you will have some guidance to give them on their resume building and how to look for jobs. I hope it has helped you, Murlidhar, and some takeaways for you. And as a final close, uh, how should people build? Like you talk also about how do we crack interviews you did mention. And just as a close, is there anything that you would like to share from your side? Anything either in respect to resumes, you feel that three things that they can take away, or three things for public speaking, how to improve public speaking? Maybe both. How to improve their resume, three things I think you would mention, but if you could recap, and how three things for improving public speaking.
Okay, yeah, I'll do the recap. So first thing here is coming to the resume. Always remember your resume is the first poster, which which any recruiter sees. So it has to be really strategically designed. That's one. Okay, just like how any poster is designed. That's one. Second thing here is in resume, you need to make sure what you're selling your most important skills, the key skills which you have. And third thing here is coming to resume, make sure, I mean, your resume is never 100% ready. Like, just because you built one resume and save it doesn't mean that resume cannot be changed. It has to be changed according to the market. So every company, read the job description and, change the keywords and try to beat the ATS. That's how it works. So these are the three things for resume. And three things in public speaking. The first thing here is, as I said, start with a shock statement, start with a story or quotes. That's one. Next thing here is for public speaking, especially if you see, the tone, your tone, your voice is the most powerful weapon which we have got, and no other animal on this planet Earth has been blessed with this beautiful voice. And if you know how to play around with this voice, with the tone, you can capture your audience attention like that. And through your voice, in fact, I'll end with quote. The quote goes like this: the more people listen to you, the more they respect you, and once they start respecting you, they will do whatever you want them to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is how it goes. So whenever you speak, people should listen to you, and if they listen to you, they are respecting you, and once they respect you, they will do whatever you want them to do. So whether it is you are a team leader, whether you're in group discussion, whether you're a manager, anybody, if through your voice you can influence people and be on stage.
Okay. Probably we can take one last question or something.
Yes.
This is from Adinath Kadam. Hello, sir. My
Mhm.
branch is E and TC, but I want to go into software because of giving more package in software. So what to do? Can more package in ET branch? So
Okay, I got the question. Thank you very much, Adinath. So I'll answer the question. So ultimately, the idea here is to get more package, right? So yeah, it's possible. There's nothing wrong with getting more package. Okay, so you need to understand, even in EC, they pay a good package, provided it depends on which college you're studying and which company you want to go. And if you know which company you want to work in EC department, you have to figure out what is the package they are giving and what are the skills to develop. First, research on that, and if you feel that doesn't work with you, then change your decision towards getting into software. Into software. So again, because of giving more package in software. All right. So again, software. See, as an EC engineer, you would have learned some coding, C programming, but you need to again, learn much more things. And since you're an EC engineer, and you need to beat the CSC, ISC, and AML engineers, so you need to gain much more skills through doing online courses or learning when you're free. Okay, and the more you learn, the faster you will be able to beat other people in the game. So I hope you understand that first is do some research in ENC department. I think EN telecom, electronics and telecommunication, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, limited companies out there, Airtel, Geo, and all that. So I understand. So research that, and if you feel that, or if you're not able to, if you feel that you're not able to approach those companies, or you'll not be able to approach, then change the direction. But make sure you gain the skills in next 6 months to 8 months. I don't know which year you are in. So if you are in the final year, you have this limited time, just 3 4 months. So
this
this is the answer to Adinath.
Yeah, superb. Hope Adinath it has helped you. And if you could also share, people who are listening in, if something that you're taking away, then it would be wonderful to hear. But again, thank you so much for coming live and being here, Ashfaq. I'm really grateful to you, and it's been wonderful listening to all the hacks and insights you've been giving people. I hope it helps many people.
Thank you very much, Preetham. Thank you for calling me. In fact, I could see a lot of people here, the questions and all.
Yeah,
And obviously, I've read your book, so it's a really interesting book.
thank
You should
you.
look into it, The Three Culprits. And also, Preetham is a captain, like, last 20 years, he was, his career journey, his journey is interesting. Okay. Not a usual journey, but a different journey altogether. Go through his, the career thing, and you'll love his journey. So I'm happy to, be online and
Yeah,
talk to you, all of you. And thank you very much,
superb.
Preetham, for
Yeah.
this opportunity.
Thank you to the audience for being here, and thank you. Please do follow us. It is there. Ashwak is there on LinkedIn, and I've also shared. You can wherever you're watching this, please do follow and hit the bell icon, and you'll get notified about the next events. And
I think the
so keep
questions are popping
connected,
in.
popping in. I think we're about to end. Okay, just one last question. After
Yeah.
that, okay. Yes, Ashwat, this is for you.
So, how do you start your career in entrepreneurship? So, again, I don't know the name of the person, but yeah, entrepreneurship is an interesting journey. First is you need to figure out, again, you need to figure out which domain, and even in domain, which service, which product you want to create your own product, a tangible product or a service. And once you are clear on that, then you need to go ahead with, there's something called as MVP, minimum viable product. Create something and just go to the market and experiment. Do not, build everything for 1 year and then go to the market. First, give yourself a target of 30 days, and in that 30 days, build a product or service, and then go into the market and approach people and see how the market reacts. And if the market reacts good, then you're in the right direction. But if the market is not reacting good, then you need to fine tune your product or service. And then again, give yourself 10 days, change the product or service, then again go. So you get the market feedback, live feedback, and that's how you build the product or service, and that's how you get into entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship, let me tell you, it's a journey of learning. You need to learn a lot of things. It's all about finances, taxes, team building, leadership, whatever, everything. You need to read so many books. So be ready for that if you are really interested to get into entrepreneurship.
Superb, brilliant, Ashfaq. I hope it helps him. Uh,
Yes.
and I would also add a little bit a twist, a little spiritual take here.
Yes.
Maybe you could, our times could ask, how can I serve? Yeah. And once you say, how can I serve,
Yes.
whatever it is, tech product, non-tech, manufacturing, how can I serve you? That would, that is how you start your entrepreneur journey. Because entrepreneur is what?
Yes.
You're there to serve and meet somebody's need. One
Needs.
person, 100%, 100 million person. So if you can look at it from that perspective, how can I serve you, or how can I serve something, and then your answers will be a little more clearer. Subhab, okay, I think we had some great time here, and thank you, audience, for asking this question, because the questions is what makes this interesting, and for your live presence here. So thank you, Ashfaq, once again. Having it was wonderful having you here, and I hope the audience loved it, and I'm sure they do, and it's for the great insights you shared today. Thank you
Thank
again.
you. Thank you very much, Freedom. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye
And
bye.
see you all next time. And take care, everybody.